I finished reading volume 4 of Run Wild, and it made me a little nervous for when I started volume 5. There's just a sense of foreboding as this volume ends that makes me worried for the future of their relationship. I already knew that this story has a happy ending going into it, so I'm not too worried. This volume starts with Jungchung and Gufei on their summer break and working to earn some money before extra classes begin. Gufei is working as a photographer and Jung Chung is working as a model at some of the same places. At two of the modeling slash photography gigs, they come across Tanlin, who was someone that Gufei knew from when he used to play in a band. Gufei doesn't want to speak to Tanlin and tells Jung Chung to stay away from him, but Tanlin walks up to Jung Chung and starts talking to him. Jung Chung barely engages in the conversation, but it does upset Gufei when he sees it and Gufei starts giving Jung Chung a little bit of the silent treatment. As it turns out, back when Gufei was in a band, Tanlin had feelings for Gufei. He had pulled Gufei to the side and ended up confessing, but Gufei turned him down. During this, another guy that was close to Tanlin recorded the interaction and played it for the others that were there. They were laughing at the video, and Gufei was outed to all of them during this. Tanlin had told Gufei that he had nothing to do with it, but Gufei doesn't want anything to do with Tanlin or the rest of the group. Gufei tells Jungchung the reason that he didn't say anything before was because he didn't want Jungchung to feel bad for him. And Jungchung tells Gufei that in the future he would rather fight things out with Gufei than to be given the silent treatment, as it was something that his former adoptive family used to do to him. I really like it when these two open up to each other, and it happens a few more times in this volume. Even though Jungchung had already given money to his bio dad before he passed and money towards the funeral costs, Jungchung's bio brother tries to harass Jungchung and claim that Jungchung had stolen their father's savings. This is the same father who was in debt and didn't even have money to pay for his own treatments. He first shows up outside of Jungchung's apartment building with some guys to try and demand the money. He had also called Jungchung's ex-adoptive mother. He had told her that Jungchung stole the money and had something to do with their father's death. Gufei took care of the situation outside of Jungchung's apartment for him since he doesn't want Jungchung to be involved with things like that inside their city. When Jungchung talks to his ex-adoptive mother, Gufei leaves the room, but he is there for Jungchung after he's done with the phone call. And the conversation that he had with his ex-adoptive mother really pissed me off. His ex-adoptive mother had asked Jungchung if he had taken his bio dad's money, but this is the same bio dad that when he was alive tried to get money from her, claiming that it was to take care of Jungchung. I kind of wish Jungchung had pointed this out when he had told her that not only did he not take the money, he also gave him money both before he passed and also money for his funeral. Jungchung also pointed out that she should be aware of the type of person that his bio dad was, as she did meet him before, both before his adoption and also for the adoption reversal. But this is the same woman who blamed Jungchung for his ex-adoptive father's pneumonia-induced hospital stay, which is what led her to reversing Jungchung's adoption to begin with. I'm glad Jungchung doesn't have to deal with them again, but it's also sad because as he tells Gufei, he doesn't have a home now. Gufei is who he has, and Jungchung wants the relationship to last a long time, as he does see a future with Gufei. However, things aren't simple considering Gufei's circumstances. Jungchung doesn't have anything tying him to the city except for Gufei. And since he arrived in the city back in Volume 1, he had no plans of being stuck in that city. Gufei, on the other hand, has Gumiao to consider. While it hasn't explicitly been stated that Gumiao is autistic, she is neurodivergent and Gufei does take care of her. Gufei had long buried down any hope of leaving the city, and it's also why he doesn't engage in school and school activities. Jungchung and Gufei are so proud of each other and the talents that the other one has. Jungchung wishes that Gufei would show off, but he doesn't push Gufei. When Gufei says that he doesn't want to be in the student showcase, Jung Chung doesn't try and convince him to perform with him. Unfortunately, it does get out that the song that Jung Chung is playing was originally composed by Gufei. Gufei didn't know that Jung Chung was planning to play his song, as Jung Chung wanted it to be a surprise. But before Jung Chung had a chance to play, Gufei had left the auditorium when it was announced that he was the composer. This leads to Gufei finally being honest with Jung Chung about the reality of his situation and that him leaving after high school is harder than it is for Jung Chung. And he also ends up crying while Jung Chung holds him. And he does also tell Jung Chung that he did in fact hear the song, he just wasn't in the auditorium when he was playing and was actually listening from outside by the window. And he does also play a song for Jung Chung in like a little private concert just between the two of them. They do continue with their relationship. They spend New Year's together. Gufei keeps Jung Chung company while he's studying. He helps to quiz Jung Chung, and he's making sure that Jung Chung is eating properly as their final year of school comes to an end and everyone is preparing for university entrance exams, as he does notice that Jung Chung is losing weight. But there is that worry in their relationship about what will happen to their relationship when Jung Chung goes off to university. I do feel like for Volume 5 that this is going to be something that's heavily weighing on them as their time together gets shorter and shorter and is probably going to be way worse once they are apart.